Have you ever tried going for the Swiftness badge only to fail miserably by just 7 seconds? Yeah, it's painful. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how me and my friend managed to finish 99 nights in the forest in under 90 minutes and grab that sweet Swiftness achievement. So, here's the deal. Our objectives sound simple enough. Rescue all the kids and build all the beds. Easy, right? Day 1 starts. We spawn in, and without wasting a single second, we head straight for wood. We needed resources as fast as possible if we were going to get those first 2 beds built before day 2. My friend immediately focused on upgrading the workbench to level 2 and putting down the first beds, while I decided to head out scavenging for scrap. After a little while, we had enough to start moving, so I made my way toward the first kid's location. Since I was running the alien class, clearing out the wolves guarding the place was actually pretty chill. I just blasted through them. No sweat. And boom. First kid rescued, secured, and safely returned. By the time we rolled into day 2, things were already looking promising. With a 3x multiplier stacked up, I decided to do some trading. I grabbed a revolver off the pelt trader, which made me feel way more confident about pushing further out into the map. From there, I just went on a full looting spree, opening every chest I could find, stuffing my sack with whatever resources I could get my hands on. When I made it back to camp, we used the coal I found to upgrade our campfire to level 4, which was huge. At that point, I also crafted a sundial and a compass, super useful tools for tracking down where the other kids are kept at. Night passed pretty quickly, and once morning hit, I went straight back out into the field. My bag filled up again in no time, and this time I sprinted toward the second kid. The area was crawling with alpha wolves, but there's a little trick here. If you stand above the entrance, you can poke them down safely without taking much risk. Using that strategy, I cleared the pack and secured the second kid. Meanwhile, back at base, my friend had finished building the third bed, which lined up perfectly with my timing. I ran the rescued kid back home, dumped all my loot into the stash, and just like that, we were sitting at a 6x multiplier with only 1 bed left to build and 2 kids left to save. Honestly, things were looking really good for us at this point. Our biggest problem was food. We were running low, and without food, there's no way we'd make it to the end. So, I decided to handle that first. We set up an automatic stew maker using a wood rain storage and a log wall. With that built, we basically had a steady supply of stew for the rest of the run. And if we ever needed more, we could just expand the farm later. Now, with food handled, I went straight back to non-stop looting. I was just running around grabbing literally everything in sight, filling my sack to the brim. My main target was to upgrade the campfire to level 5. When I dropped off my first haul, though, we were just short, like 10% away. Painful, so back out I went, looted even more. Came back stuffed again. And finally, we hit that sweet level 5 campfire upgrade. That night was also the cultists' first attack. I was waiting at the fire, trying to spot them, when suddenly I got jump-scared out of nowhere. The deer just casually stomped into our fire. Anyway, after clearing the cultists, daylight broke, and that only meant one thing. The cultist stronghold was now open. We needed cultist gems to push the workbench to the next tier and build another bed, so we rushed it. With my alien class and my friend running Poison Master, we had a strong combo, corner shooting, covering each other, slowly climbing up the stronghold. At the very top, I spotted the chest open button behind a locked gate and got curious. Could we cheese it early? Spoiler, nope. The devs thought of that. You can't open the chest until the whole stronghold is cleared. Once we did wipe it, though, I cracked that ruby chest and boom, pulled a tactical shotgun. Game changer. With this monster in my hands, saving the rest of the kids was about to get way easier. We went back home, upgraded the workbench, and finally built the last bed. Just like that, one of our big objectives was done. Armed with my shiny new shotgun, I immediately marked the third kid's location on my compass and ran for it. The bears guarding him, they melted like butter. I grabbed some iron armor along the way, 3 kids safe, 1 left. So I sprinted for the last kid, hyped to finish it off, but bad news. That section of the map was still locked. We needed a level 6 campfire to get in. Before I could process, night rolled in. On my way back to base, I suddenly heard the owl. This thing started chasing me hard. I was zigzagging, dodging traps, running for my life in the pitch black. Then disaster. I slipped up and got stuck. The owl was literally a centimeter away and I was panicking. At the last second, I flashed him. Stunned him just enough to break free and sprinted back to safety. After that close call, we had one goal in mind. Grind to campfire level 6. It didn't take too long, after a bit of farming. We maxed it out. My friend built an oil drill too, so we had fuel secured for the rest of the run. With that done, I immediately set out for the 4th and final kid. Onto the last kid's location, I stumbled across a giant sack. Final bods battle, I started blasting, dropping them one by one, when Zeus decided to mess with me. Not once, but twice. Lightning bolts straight out of nowhere. I swear this game loves trolling at the worst times. But even with Zeus trying to prank me, the fight was a joke. That tactical shotgun is so broken it's almost unfair. The bears went down. I cracked open our second ruby chest, and what do you know? Another tactical shotgun. Since I already had one, I handed this one to my friend, and now we were both strapped. Perfect setup for clearing the next stronghold. With the firepower sorted, we grabbed the kid and secured him back at camp. Boom! All 4 kids safe, highest multiplier possible, and all our objectives done. At this point, our main job was finished. It was just a matter of surviving until day 99. To prep for the cultist waves, I crafted a bunch of stakes around the base so we could relax later without worrying too much about defense. But we weren't done just yet. There was still one more stronghold we wanted to clear before the end. The first floor was chaos. I ran in like a maniac with just a spear, circling enemies left and right while my buddy shredded them with his shotgun. Floor 2 was more of the same. I dumped my last bullets into a spray with the ray gun while he cleaned up the leftovers. By the time we reached floor 3, the process was muscle memory. Same dance, same strategy. Fast, brutal, efficient. Eventually, we wiped them all out, opened the chest, and claimed our reward. That was it. With every objective finished, all that was left was sitting back at the campfire, waiting for our victory to roll in. Everything went smoothly all the way through until the day before the finish line. Out of nowhere, my friend went down. Our first death of the entire run. But no worries, I just waited for daylight and brought him back. Then came the final night. The cultists swarmed us, but we shredded them down one by one until the last wave was gone. After that, we climbed up onto a rock, sat back, and waited for victory to roll in. Day 99 finally arrived, the cutscene played, and the deer just stood there watching us desperately before disappearing into the sewers. And that's how we survived 99 nights in just 66 minutes and 22 seconds. Thanks for sticking around till the end. Make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you made it this far.